This is example 6.2 on page 218 of our textbook. In this, we are going to be utilizing Boyle's law to solve a problem where we vary pressure and volume. So the key with these is figuring out which gas law you're using. In this case, it's stated that it's Boyle's law, as well as identifying your P1 pressure, your V1 volume, P2, and V2. All of those different variables you should be able to identify and figure out which one of them you're looking for. Typically in these problems, you'll have 3 of the 4 variables and be solving for the 4th one. So problem states a woman has an initial lung volume of 2.75 liters, which is filled with air at an atmospheric pressure of 1.02 atmospheres. If she increases her lung volume to 3.25 liters without inhaling any additional air, what is the pressure in her lungs? So we're looking for one of our pressures. Now what we need to do is go through the problem and figure out what we've been given. So it says a woman has an initial lung volume of 2.75 liters. So that says initial, and that's a volume, so that's our V1. And then it goes on to say that her lungs at this volume have a pressure of 1.02 atmospheres. That is our P1. Then says if she increases her volume to 3.25 liters, so liters is a unit for volume. Since we already have V1, this must be V2. Without inhaling any additional air, what is the pressure in her lungs? So it asks about pressure. Since we already have a P1, that means we must be looking for P2. So P1 is 1.02 atmospheres from the problem. V1 is 2.75 liters from the problem. P2, we don't know. That's what we're looking for. And V2 is going to be that 3.25 liters. So now I have my equation. I can either rearrange it before I plug my values in, or I can plug my values in and then rearrange. So I'm going to go ahead and rearrange it before I plug my values in. So P1 times V1 equals P2 times V2. And I'm trying to find P2 here. So I'm going to divide both sides by V2 to get P2 by itself. And I'm going to have the equation P2 is equal to P1 times V1 over V2. And now I can plug all my numbers in. So P1, 1.02, make sure you write your units, atmospheres. V1, 2.75 liters, and we're dividing by V2, which is 3.25 liters. Remember that we have to account for units canceling, so if you divide liters, they cancel. I'm left in units of atmospheres, which is a unit for pressure, which is good because that's what I'm solving for. So you multiply 1.02 times 2.75 and divide that by 3.25, and you should get that your pressure, your second pressure, is 0.863, and it is in units of atmospheres. So that is your final answer. And that's how to utilize Boyle's law equation in a word problem.